due to the pandemic. And we also realized that through some of the trials and tribulations that I know everyone experienced in all the different corners of the state with their own chapters, their alumni, that there have been some obstacles. And certainly one of those obstacles was being able to stay in touch with everybody during what was truly an unprecedented time. So what we wanted to do was reconnect with our membership and make sure that moving forward that we stay in good communication and that we are accessible to everyone who is a member of the Wisconsin FFA Alumni. And tonight is an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves, share a little bit more about what's been happening over the past few months, what we are looking forward to in the months ahead. And most importantly, this is an opportunity for you to ask us any questions that you might have. And it can truly be anything. It can be anything related to state level stuff, something that's maybe going on with your own alumni chapter and you've been dying to ask somebody, whether it's Cheryl Steinbach or one of us as a representative. Tonight's your opportunity. So I do want to encourage everybody, if at any point in time you think of a question that you have, please put it into the chat. We will be taking note of all of the questions that everybody puts into the chat, and we will have an opportunity at the end of tonight's meeting to go through all of those questions that you put into the chat. And if you happen to think of anything right at the end of the meeting, then feel free to chime in and let us know what you're thinking. And with that, we will go ahead and begin introductions. Again, my name is Nate Zimdars. I am from the Ripon FFA Alumni in Section 6, and I have been serving on the Wisconsin FFA Alumni Council the past 2 years. I'm on my 3rd year now, and I am serving as your president. And I will kindly ask that our executive committee goes ahead and introduces themselves, and then we will go in sectional order after our executive committee finishes introducing themselves.
I'm Bobby Jo Montgomery. I'm from the Wapaka alumni, and I've been serving for 3 years as Section 8 rep, and now this past year, I am the state vice president.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Welford from the Michigan FFA Alumni. I am currently serving as the president-elect. I served 4 years as the Section 9 representative, and I am now my 2nd year on the executive committee as president-elect.
And I do want to mention that our past president is Rudy Catterley. He is from the Judah FFA Alumni. He was a Section 5 representative before he stepped onto the executive council and had an opportunity to serve in all the roles that the executive committee you have just met served in. And he is unable to join us tonight. So with that, let's start with Section 1.
Section 1 and Section 2 are not here. I believe Section 3, if Chris, I think that's you. If not, I'm going to go ahead. Section 4. Got to unmute there, Rick.
You are muted, Rick.
All right, we'll come back to him. We'll go at Section 5.
How are we doing now?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, Rick Buckup. I've been here 30 days. I was conned by Ziegler.
All right, 5.
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
Nick Lowe, serving the 2nd year out of my 3rd year term. That would be my 2nd term on the state council. So yes, I am serving 5 years as your Section 5 representative, also president of Stoughton FFA Alumni, and I apologize for my allergies today.
Dan Ziegler, haven't quite finished year 1. Elected last convention for Section 5, and I'm representing New Glarus. They won't let me leave, And I also am helping with Sun Prairie because that's where I live now. So I'm kind of doing double duty there. But they're both in Section 5, so it's okay. I represent Section 5. And I can't apologize for allergies, but I will apologize for my shirt. It's a little louder than I am, so.
All right, 3 is back on. So Chris, if you're on for a minute.
Chris Blunk here, Section 3, Cashton FFA alumni, and my brother-in-law is our other rep in Section 3, Derek Tresher. He won't be on here. He's doing chores, and I'm going to be stepping off because we have an emergency that needs to be taken care of. So we'll talk to you guys later.
Yep, thanks. Then we'll go to 6.
Mal Justman, serving a first year term on the state board from the Oakfield FFA alumni.
7.
Gary Ebergen, Grattan FFA alumni, Section 7, second year.
William Litzer, first year on the board from the Edgar FFA alumni, was just the past president this last year.
8.
Hello, my name is Grant Stashik from the Bondwell FFA Alumni and Supporters Chapter, and I'm serving my third year of my first term. And my colleague Renee Lehman is unable to join us tonight. She's from Wapaka, serving her first year of her first term.
Our Section 9 reps are vacant at this time, so then it leaves us with Section 10.
Hi, I'm Amy Voigt, Section 10 rep, associated with Lakeside Lutheran FFA in Lake Mills. This is my second year of my second term, and Gene Hederberg, I believe, is not on the call tonight either. He's my counterpart in Section 10 and from Kewaskum FFA alumni.
All right, and then for the sake of time, we did ask everybody, if you joined us late, to please go ahead and make sure you sign in via the chat so that we know where you're from. And if we have time at the end and you have some questions and want to introduce yourselves, well, that would be awesome. So I'm going to start the meeting tonight with a real simple get to know Wisconsin FFA alumni. I'm going to share the screen and hope that everything works. Of course, it probably won't, but I want to go to the PowerPoint first because there's a couple very important addresses, or if you would, things that I want to share. First of all, I want to share with you, Wisconsin Alumni and Supporters, we have our logo that we've been flashing around. I took the first of the alphabet and the last of the alphabet for you here to show you that the shield, and Grant's going to talk about that a little bit later, but the shield has been eliminated. However, every FFA alumni chapter in the state of Wisconsin has their own logo like this, and all you have to do is pop me an email or give me a call and I will send it to you. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to make them. You can size them. You can do anything with them. Every chapter has their own. So when we're talking about making sure you're branding correctly, I want you to be aware of that. Now we got 2 more people that entered. Just a second. Then the next thing is I want you to take a moment and write down these websites. StayForeverBlue.com, WisconsinAgEd.org, and FFA.org. StayForeverBlue.com is the new website that we are very excited that we've kicked off, and I'm going to go to it here in just a moment. That really starts out, it's unique to Wisconsin. It's for anybody, for alumni. Some of you that maybe have been working on the roster things and whatnot have already encountered it, but now they're intertwined. So basically you can find one from the other. So I'm going to show you when you get to Stay Forever Blue, it'll link you to, whoops, I went too far. It will link you to, oh man, technical stuff. Anyway. it will take you back from one to the next. So I need to go back. Oh, it's not minimizing because I'm recording. So the problem is go back and start over. And stayforeverblue.com is the one I'm going to start with. So and if you can't see the screen now, if you can't see the website, please let me know. But screen sharing, you should see Stay Forever Blue on the screen. Can everybody see it? You're not seeing it?
Can I see it?
Okay, good. So I am sharing this current screen that says Stay Forever Blue.
Now we can.
I see the our websites and then the 3 listed.
Okay, so you should be looking at the actual Stay Forever Blue.
Nope, not doing that.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm going to stop recording for a moment. And
You can still do newsletter, website, but more chapters are starting to have Facebook pages and using more of some of the social media, any newspaper articles that you have had done, radio, any type of public relations that you are using to advocate for your local program, you will be able to use to apply for this award. The Ag Teacher Recognition Program, we would really like to see some chapters fill that out for their ag teachers. We know that we have some wonderful ag teachers throughout the state, and they work really hard to help our students throughout the year. So that is something, we'd like to be able to recognize some of them. One other one that is not, we feel not utilized very much is our Outstanding Young Member Award. Anybody that is, we raised the age limit to it, and I forget if it's 35, I think we went up to.
Yeah,
we have some wonderful young members that are helping their local FFA alumni, and we'd like to recognize some of them. So think about some of the young members in your programs that are helping in your alumni, and fill that application out to recognize them for what they do. The state level Outstanding Chapter Award is just a state level award. It's a very easy application. It's not the long national award. That one is still available, but this is one that you can do at the state level to recognize the small, medium, and large chapters. So you would be small chapters against small chapters, medium-sized chapters against medium-sized chapters. And just to recognize all the important things that you are doing to help your ag teacher and your ag students in your local community. It's really important, and it's a way to also kind of keep track of what you do from year to year. It helps you with that as well. Team Ag Ed Distinguished Contributor, that one for anybody that has is doing a lot to help your chapter, maybe a business in your community that's helping, so any take a look at them. Keep in mind, all of these applications must be postmarked / emailed to Cheryl by November 1st. In order to be eligible for the awards, your membership roster must be submitted and all your dues paid by November 1st. Remember, there is a $50 discount if your dues are paid by October 1st. So if you take advantage of that, you'll be eligible for any of the awards. National Outstanding Achievement Award, that one is for, members and that you can, if they get a gold rating at the state level, will get passed on to the national competition and be recognized at the national convention the following year. The same with the National Outstanding Chapter Award. Wisconsin has been fortunate enough to have
some outstanding chapters that have won at the national level. So keep in mind that they do recognize the chapters that if you take the time to fill out these applications, it is a good way a tool to use when you're asking for support from community members. You can, use that you've got some national recognition or state recognition for the activities that you are doing for your chapters. I think that pretty much covers that.
Real quickly, and like Cheryl said, all these applications are on the state website. You can go to the website, click on them, download them, fill them out, submit them electronically or by mail. Cheryl's address and contact information is on all of the applications. And so if you have questions, you can contact somebody to help answer them.
Again, because of the technical things and the recording has started again, they can be accessed by either stayforeverblue.com by clicking there, or if you go to Wisconsin Ag Ed, you can go up to the alumni and support and you can find them the same way. I do want to make sure that we give some credit to all of the people that have sent in applications in the past, but I think that we do have a lot more really deserving chapters that don't apply. And, we always teach our FFA students, you can't win the awards if you don't apply. So I would really personally love to see us have better recognition. So then the next thing I want us to look for on the website is the YouTube videos. If you aren't aware, we have a great connection for YouTube videos. So that'd be Bobby Joe. Okay. I went through the Wisconsin Stay Forever Blue site. You can get it here, but I'm not going to give all my personal information right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and go to the Ag Ed one and show you how to get it on that one. So you can talk while I'm doing that. It's also available right here.
Yes, we've been posting some YouTube videos up for your references. We have the grant one up that was done this last spring. We have a workshop on taxes. We have how to engage virtually that was done by our state officers, and we have a social media one. So that's just for your references. You can go and watch them at any time. We also have some that are coming down the pike. We have one on Parley Pro, which should be coming out soon, along with a few for the rest of the remaining of the year.
I will
just put that there for you.
Okay, go ahead.
What was that?
I was going to say, I'll be doing one for leaders on how to do the membership roster as well. That's important that one's there. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, and they're for you to refer to whenever you need that information. So.
And then do you want to hit on the grants a little bit while we're on that page, please?
Sure. The Wisconsin Alumni offers some grants that are due by November 1st. We have the Wisconsin FFA Alumni Chapter Support Grant. The application is there. We also have a chapter support grant, and then the follow-up report is there. We have a grants for new and reactivated chapter grants, which are on our website. And then, of course, there's you can always go for the national grants as well.
And I'm showing you, yep.
That information is in the virtual YouTube video posted by myself.
So again, you could go either way. You go to Alumni Awards and Grants, and they're there. And the YouTube video is there real quick for your reference, as well as the applications and follow-up reports. Amy.
Good evening. We're going to discuss the membership types a little bit. Again, they are all found on the Ag Ed webpage or the Stay Forever Blue. It'll link you over to the membership types. We do have a couple different things with the affiliation program that they've kind of reworded from national. We do have the lifetime investment opportunity, which is $350. You pay it once and you are a lifetime member. An associate membership is a free 5-year membership for those students who just graduated. So just a reminder, if you want to keep those associate memberships active after that 5-year trial period per se, you have to change their status from associate to an annual member in your roster at that time. Keep up, try and remember to make sure that they update their emails so we can keep in contact with them, because a lot of students do use their school emails and then that disappears after a period of time. So just a reminder to have them log in and change that in the program. Then we have our annual members, which right now we are offering a special, a $50 discount, as Terry mentioned earlier. So our normal fees are $300, but we are offering $250 for those who pay by October 1st. So if we can get those sent to Cheryl. And again, with the membership this year, it's a little bit different. There is some information that was sent out in our newsletter, I believe an email blast, and it's also on our Stay Forever Blue page. As Cheryl indicated in the beginning, make sure that you go there, enter your roster there, and then it will take you to the FFA.org to log into the account, and you'll need to go in and print off your invoice. So print your invoice off, send your invoice with your payment into Cheryl, and then once Cheryl gets that, she can trip the little switch in the system and you'll be able to update your roster. So a little bit of change for this year that they did. By doing that, they're waiting for that payment to come in first, and then you'll be able to edit your roster as you need. If you have any questions or help with that, I know Cheryl can see a little bit more than like any of us can, so she'll be able to help you walk through that. But there are some really good informational step-by-step instructions on the web pages too for that. Some
great.
benefits to our membership too.
Can I interrupt? Yeah, can I interrupt, Amy? Remember, those directions will also be there. Once you've submitted your leadership form, like I showed you up here, you will get the actual directions with the step-by-step process as well. In case you can't find it in an email, it will be there once you submit those leaders.
Yeah, I saw it. I know it was on our page and it's on national page too. So yeah, once you go in, it looks pretty simple and explanatory. So the other thing too is we do get a few benefits with our alumni membership. I know, well, if you need a new truck, you can, get some money off on a Dodge Ram vehicle. There are hotel discounts. There are codes that are linked right from the national site where you can get that code for like the La Quinta and the Windham hotels, as we have listed on our page too. I actually did go in and look at the career connections. They do have the Stay Forever Blue, also a different link, but also on the national webpage, if some of you have found that too already, just to connect with other people and resources. Some of the benefits too include, with your chapter, you get the 501c3 status for the tax information, and also there's a lot of resources on the site, links and so forth like that. So just maybe take some time and do go through some of those and take a look. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull up the benefits too from membership on here, because there's a few other things I think that we had. You should be getting an email from National with the New Horizons. If you're not, that means you probably unsubscribed at some point and you would need to log in and reset your preferences. So if you need any help with that, usually your local chapter can get you your ID and or maybe not a password, but you can get the ID to go back in and set it up. if there's again with the membership too, we do have I was just kind of navigating the FFA.org today again, and there's so many things on there to go through and read with events and the Forever Blue. I know we hold our RDC conferences for the members, which is an educational item that we go through and training for leadership. So there's so many different opportunities to take, to go through and take advantage of with your membership. The one that I was kind of looking at was the education program. I didn't even realize that was out there, and I looked at it today. It's an FFA, it's called FFA Alumni Education Enrichment. I went through the video, the little tutorial, and I'm like, wow, didn't know about this. It assists alumni for their college education, or if they want to go back to school, or something like that, how to they'll help you select a school or select a program and help you go through the steps of it if you need help. There's another one on here, Firestone. Looks like if you purchase some tires, you can get a discount. So again, there are a lot of benefits and discounts out there with FFA, so please take advantage of it if you can and save yourself some money. And if anyone does have any questions on membership, feel free to reach out to myself or Cheryl or any of your state council reps. We can help you out with that. And I apologize, I cannot see the chat. I'm not sure if there's any questions.
That's okay. I went ahead and I don't know why it's not showing, but there is also at the top of the web page, there's a blog section, just like there is in Wisconsin FFA, the wisconsinaged.org. So I'm going to show you, there is the Forever Blue network I was trying to reach with nationals. If you go to FFA.org and click alumni and supporters, it's the Forever Blue network she was mentioning. So there's that capability there. And then if we go here, I also wanted to make you aware that there's a lot of other information as far as where you can find membership about information for joining and whatever. It's constantly, we have an event up here that is going to be added again after tonight. The same thing as if we go back to here, it's going to be on the top. It's going to be this blog section. So you're going to be able to click on that, and it's going to tell you the things that are happening with Wisconsin FFA Alumni. You will see that brought us to the last newsletter. We have a lot of people that are not getting their newsletter. And if you don't have your local leaders providing an email, that's why you're not getting the newsletter, because everything is electronically sent now, and many of the chapter leaders are just renewing membership and they're not updating. So we do need to have a current email on file. And if you ever do unsubscribe to that, because we use Constant Contact, the company, once we've unsubscribed, we can't send to you again. That's against the rules. So if you can't figure out why you're not getting a newsletter, the newsletters are being posted. So this is, again, the same thing, Stay Forever Blue. Scroll to the bottom, the latest alumni news. There's a link. You can get to the newsletter there as well. It's the same thing that went out. But if we click that link, you can scroll and you'll see that it's kind of an electronic version. But right there, you can just click and download and get the PDF format of it as well. So maybe you've got some people, like our chapter has some older, more retired people that aren't into the email system. We print them off and we give them to our alumni members as well. So you can find that on there also. So I'm going to turn it over now to Bobby Joe to talk about the roles of membership. And I've kind of shared with you, the big thing is to explore these websites, take some time, look at them, see what they have to offer. And if you have questions, ask us.
All right. The mission of the FFA Alumni in a nutshell is to advocate for AGED and FFA. We want to remind you that you're not there to manage the program or manage the AG program. You're there to support the program. And there's 4 different ways that you can do that. One way is to be a mentor. So you could help with students with SAEs, Another way is to be a volunteer, of course. Volunteer for your FFA, volunteer for your egg program, go in and be a speaker. You're going to be an advocate by, of course, supporting the alumni and being always talking positive about it, maybe supporting it with your school board. And finally, the last way to, as a rule, the last role is to be a donor. Of course, that's, monetary, to donate money, but also to donate your time. So 4 different ways to be an alumni member.
Grant?
Excellent. Thank you, Cheryl. What I'll be going through a little bit is the kind of social media aspects of what we have available to not only members to see what's going on, but also for chapters to help promote things going on within their education program along with their community. So with that, wanted to let everyone know, obviously, you may know that we are very strongly on Facebook. Right now we have about 2,500 likes through our Facebook page. And that since last year, I think we had about 1,000 we started at. So we grew 1,500 likes within the last year, which is awesome. And get to see a lot of what's going on, not only on the state association, but throughout the state. So we can share events and things that are happening within chapters. Just let us know, share the post with us. The one thing we do ask is that when you do that, we do hope, and because of the national branding, that we do not have the shield on your Facebook page, especially like on the cover page or in the little circle that has something that we prefer not to have the shield. Unfortunately, we aren't able to share if we do have that on there. Now, if you do have some other logos, not logos, for example, but backgrounds of like your community or like your greenhouse, we would be willing to share that, because that's kind of encouraging your local community and is best known in your community and your chapters. But we do ask you that in order for us to share stuff on our state page, we prefer that your Facebook page doesn't have the shield on there at this point. Now, the other thing is that we update quite frequently. The social media subcommittee continually talks about new ideas on what we can do to get more activity on the page, different themes. And so again, if you ever have any ideas on things that you'd like to see, don't be afraid to either directly instant message us through Facebook or send an email to Cheryl and let us know. We're always open for ideas. We do have some alumni members at large that are serving on the social media committee. So I'll put a plug in now. I know Cheryl didn't say to do this, but I'll do it anyway. If any of you have any interest in serving on the social media subcommittee to assist in helping us with that effort, definitely let us know. We would love to have more individuals because that has more ideas for that. The key thing too, as Cheryl alluded to with the logos that each chapter has, with the Facebook in particular, there is some resizing that may have to be done. Now, as most of us, we may not be tech savvy to do that. It only took me a little while to figure that out, trial and error. So what I would be willing to do, as well as other members, is if you're looking to put your new logo on your Facebook page or resize that for anything else, definitely give a shout out to Cheryl by email or phone, and she'll get a hold of one of the members of the council if she doesn't have time. But we will assist you in doing that. I know that's, I had one chapter mention me, well, I don't know how to change that. We put that up there 10 years ago, and I don't remember how to do that. So if you're like me, I'll save you the time of my trial and error and assist in helping you do that to get that new branding taken care of for you, or as well as just helping you get your logo. So don't be afraid to contact us with that. Ask for help. We will definitely try to save you the time and energy on that. The key thing that was already mentioned, but just to kind of re-emphasize that, is that with the new newsletters that we have, emails are important. And so I do see a question. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you very much. With the newsletters, obviously it helps to have your emails updated with your roster. And so we ask, especially with associate members, is that as they transfer out of school, high school, is that normally they have a school address, email address, and we definitely want to get that, try to get that changed to a personal address so they do get updated information regarding the newsletter, other statewide events, activities that are going on. So we definitely encourage you to try to keep updated email addresses, whether it be your roster or just within your chapter minimally to do that, so we can be sharing information with you since we've moved to more of an electronic format at this time. So there was a question. Let me try to get back to that.
Yeah, it was, can you explain a bit more why we should not have the logo out there? I think that's a misunderstanding.
Okay, nope, that's a great question. And mainly the National FFA Alumni, or I should say National FFA Organization, about a year ago with their rebranding, eliminated the shield. And so with that, what they've done, and Cheryl alluded to earlier, is that they've created logos for each individual chapter, not only in Wisconsin, but throughout the nation. And so what they're trying to do is have a central brand of the FFA emblem, and then they could have like Brilliant FFA Alumni and Supporters Chapter, or Fort Atkinson FFA Alumni and Supporters Chapter. So they're trying to do a central brand, and so we're trying to transition. To be honest with you, we were probably one of the last states that was using the shield quite a bit as our branding. And so for us in Wisconsin, it's a lot more changeover to do that. So obviously it's not, you need to do it a year ago. I mean, they've given us some time to try to do that. So we'll definitely work with chapters and individuals to do that. So excellent. That's a great suggestion. If you saw in chat, it was would be helpful to have a social media best practice checklist for new social media accounts. That's a great suggestion. I will definitely take that to the social media subcommittee, and we can try putting together a list and get that out to chapters by constant contact when we send a newsletter or some other format. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you very much on that. So with that, is there any other questions regarding social media?
You can go right into
And
it.
if none, I will move in. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Cheryl. And the online auction, as some of you may be aware, is that we have had the State Association has had 2 online auctions the last 2 years in conjunction with the State FFA Alumni and Supporters Convention. What we are doing this year is we are going to have an online auction prior to the convention. Actually, it will be in about another month that we will be starting. Well, we're starting collection now, but the auction dates for the online auction this fall yet will be October 30th, which is a Saturday, through Sunday, November 14th. And there will be bidding allowed at that time through that whole roughly 2-week plus time frame. And we hope to have some great items. We already have some great items, but as you may know, we always will take more. And so, for example, if your chapter may not be able to attend the convention, but you normally donate an item to that auction. If you want to donate to the online auction, or if you have some local businesses that want to donate, or if you have names in them, we would definitely be willing to contact them as well. We're hoping to gather or have all items kind of available to us, or at least know of the items by October 5th, because we will be posting through social media as we have the last 2 online auctions. The items give a little description, a little thanks to the individuals that donated. So if we could have those items either committed or be aware of that they're coming by October 5th, and especially if we could get a picture of that item so we can post through our social media, those items would be greatly appreciated. So again, this is kind of another fundraiser for the State Association. So we have funds to give back to our chapters, Ag Ed programs, and FFA members throughout the state. So with that, that's kind of all I had regarding the online auction, unless there are any additional questions regarding that. Again, the 2 dates to remember is October 5th is when we kind of would like to have items finalized. And then the auction will be Saturday, October 30th through November 14th, which is a Sunday.
And I'll just throw my 2 cents in there. This was one of the things the council decided. You know, we do some fundraising at the alumni convention every year. But we felt that there were a lot of people that are not able to attend that convention that maybe would like to have the opportunity to participate in some fundraising. So by having the online auction separate from the convention, it's an opportunity for those that can't attend convention to be involved. So this time, Al, if you want to go ahead and talk about the statewide raffle.
So this year we'll be rolling out a ticket raffle coming out soon. The tickets are actually being printed now. We will be selling a max of 6,000 tickets. The cost will be $20 a ticket or 6 for 10.
No, 6 for 100. 6 for 100.
Oh, I'm sorry, for 100. Okay. Prizes are going to be, first will be 10,000, second will be 5,000, third will be 2,500, fourth will be 1,000, and fifth will be 500. 100% of the profits will be used for statewide, for local agricultural education programs, FFA members, and scholarships. It is also a joint venture with the FFA Foundation, and the drawing will be held at the FFA Alumni Convention Banquet, February 5th, 2022 at 7 p.m. at the Central Wisconsin Expo Center near Wausau. Everybody that has to return unsold tickets, or they will be charged for them. We are working on initiatives for all the sellers, and it will be a Class A raffle procedure.
All right, so Class A, in case you're not aware, means we cannot mail tickets, or money or stubs, but it means we're going to be distributing them. So you're going to see in the calendar a little bit later that we're going to have alumni members at the SLWs and FLWs. So they're going to have tickets available. Any of you that would like tickets, please try to sell tickets. The incentive that they're looking at is every ticket's going to have the name of the seller on it as well, so that the seller maybe can designate a scholarship or a donation to their FFA chapter as well. And they're looking at 5 awards of $500 for the people or for the groups that have sold the tickets. So the details will be coming out shortly, but please consider helping us sell some of those tickets. It's a great opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and just share with you quickly that we do have a couple open seats on our council. Section 2 is looking for 1 representative. Section 4 is looking for a representative. Section 9 is looking for 2 representatives. So if anybody knows of anybody in those areas that might be interested in serving on the council, please have them talk to one of our state council members or myself, and we can give them some input. It's also this time of year where we start looking for vice president candidates. So if there's someone out there that you know of that has indicated that they have an interest in running for the state vice president position, a lot of times that comes from someone that's already served on the council, but that's not a requirement. So if there's anyone that would like to be on the council, please reach out and have them let us know. Nate, if you want to go ahead and take over then and talk about the opportunities of our statewide committees.
Absolutely. And thank you, Cheryl. And real quickly, I'll mention with Vice President that yes, if you have never had the opportunity to serve on council, or you are not currently serving on council, that you are more than welcome to run for Vice President, because that is what I did 2 years ago when I ran to serve as Vice President. And now I have the opportunity to serve as president. So don't let that intimidate you at all. Now I'm going to jump into a couple of the different statewide committees that we have. Grant alluded to this a little bit earlier, and I don't think a lot of people actually know this, but most of our committees, we can have alumni members who are not serving on council participate on those committees. And I'm just going to go through a couple of those different committees right now and share what the mission is of each of them. So the first committee is the fundraising committee. And we just spoke a little bit about some of the work that the fundraising committee is doing right now. And I will say just in the last 2 years since I stepped onto the council that we have really upped our fundraising efforts, and we have become really creative in trying to think of different things that we can do to raise funds to support FFA members, and to also not rely on state convention as our sole fundraiser. So currently Gene Hedeberg from Section 10, he is the chair of the fundraising committee. We have a great group, and we are always looking for more people to help participate in the work that they are doing. The next one we have is membership. Amy spoke a little bit about membership earlier, so I won't dive into that too deeply. But again, the work of the membership committee is to continue to maintain relationships with our membership across the state, update everybody on any changes or other challenges that we might be experiencing through our relationship with nationals. The finance committee. The finance committee is chaired by the president of the organization, which is myself, and we don't meet very often. This is the time of year where we begin to meet more as we prepare to pass our budget. But the goal of the finance committee is to take a hard look at our budget, take a look at our investments, take a look at the work that we are currently doing, and decide where our money is best allocated. And we actually have a couple of folks who are not on council who are actively serving on that committee right now. A few of them I see on this call, Janet Schneider and Ken Harder. They have been participating on the finance committee for quite a while now. So we do have FFA members who are not, or alumni members who are not on council who are serving on those committees. And those two are examples of outside support that we receive. Then we have the awards committee. Terry touched on that a little bit earlier. The focus of the awards committee is to look at some of the different awards that we're doing, revise where needed, come up with new awards where we think we could do some good things. Program development. The program development committee is tasked with coming up with different ideas on what we can do to connect with membership and what we as a council can do to continue to grow and continue to learn. So there's a lot of good things happening with the program development committee. And last and certainly not least, and I know for a lot of folks, this is probably one of your favorite committees if you're a local alumni, bylaws and resolutions. Who doesn't love having a deep conversation about bylaws and resolutions? Fortunately, every single year, we always dive deep into our bylaws to reevaluate if things are really working the way that they're supposed to, try to come up with some tweaks where needed, and move the organization forward on the best foot possible. And our bylaws and resolutions committee is currently chaired by Terry Wilford. It is our practice to have the president-elect serve as the chair of the bylaws and resolutions committee. And if you are interested in truly being a part of the group that helps to shape the mission and vision of the organization, then bylaws and resolutions might just be the place for you. And speaking of bylaws, I am going to turn it over to Terry right now, where she will share an update on some of the different things that we are doing with bylaws currently.
Okay, thanks, Nate. With bylaws and resolutions, we kind of review what we have in our bylaws and resolutions to make sure that we are staying in line with what nationals recommendations or requirements are, and whatever, and using what works and how it to help us run our organization smoothly. We were some changes that when we have changes, they need to be finalized so that we can post them ahead of convention. Typically, we try to have them posted 60 days before convention. So we are looking at some changes. Probably the big one right now, the most notable would be looking at limiting nominations from the floor at convention. That will not happen, that will be allowed at this next convention yet, but we are looking at changing that because of the background checks that need to be done for any member that does run for the executive committee. And it is a requirement for any section rep that you have to pass a background check, and that is to stay in line with what national is recommending. And as most school districts know, that is a requirement for anybody that works with students. So at the state level, because we are helping to students at the leadership conferences that they participate in spring and fall, we want to make sure that we are in line with that. So that is the big thing that we'll be looking at and being to vote on at the next convention. So that's the biggest change that we're looking at. I think basically the one that we need to spend the most time on.
All right. Thank you, Terry. I'm going to highlight really quickly, in case you haven't seen it or understand it, this is the 50th anniversary of FFA Alumni. Nationals will be highlighting it this year down at the National Convention, and Wisconsin chartered right after that in 1972. So when we have our convention this year, February 4th and 5th, at Wausau at the Central Wisconsin Expo Center, we're going to be celebrating 50 years. The group has been working really hard. They're looking at a party celebration on Friday night. There will be an auction, but it will be just the one evening. They've hired a really nice band for Friday night to try to get people just to have an opportunity to have a good time celebrating. But we're looking for any memorabilia or historical things. So if you're cleaning out your cupboards and you've got any old past programs or anything, pictures from your alumni attending convention, we all have that drawer in the egg room somewhere in our closets at home where we've got a box of old pictures. Anything that you have that would be historically interesting that we could put on display. 50 years is a pretty cool celebration. So please watch the FFA websites, watch Stay Forever Blue, as well as Wisconsin Ag Ed under events. The registration will be opening up early October. The hotel rooms have now confirmed in the links are available. If you didn't look on Facebook last night, we did have a post this morning that's got the information for the two hotels. One is the Holiday Inn, which is attached directly to the Convention Expo Center, and then the other is about a 3-4 block across the parking lot to the Best Western. There are 100 rooms in the block at the Holiday Inn that have FFA alumni reserved, and then there's an additional 60 rooms. It'll be a first come, first serve. So if you want to be attached, you probably will want to call earlier and reserve your rooms. Everything for hotel rooms is taken care of by yourself, and then the registration for convention, the options as far as the meals and the different events that'll be happening, that you take care of online. So I'll watch for that on the website, watch that in the newsletter. We're updating and getting that out as well. So then Nate's going to just highlight at the very end, but before I do that, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to share a screen real quick again, in case hopefully that you can see it. I've got some dates for you. If you can look at your own section, are you seeing it? The section calendar of events?
Yeah.
Okay, check out what section you have. 5 Wisconsin FFA alumni and supporters will be there. We are not going to be offering workshops this year, but we're going to be there hanging out. We're going to be meeting with the ag teachers ahead of time, and then we're going to talk to the students at the very end. So we're going to have an hour, right around that 5:30 to 6:30 time that we would be certainly welcome to sit down and have any conversation and ask there any questions. So I wanted to put that screen up there so you see your individual sections, so you know where they're going to be held. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Reminding you, National FFA Convention is October 27th through the 30th. It will be broadcast live again, just like last year. So make sure you watch for the newsletter that tells you the link on how you can find that. Wisconsin and a couple of our chapters and individuals are receiving some recognition down there for the alumni. So you might want to pay attention to that. The FFA, what's typically has a 212 and 360 leadership conference, which we have offered scholarships to alumni chapters for in the past, is now being changed. It's called Mission and Impact. And it's in the process right now, and it's looking like it's possibly going to be just 2 single days instead of overnight. So I wanted to make you aware to be watching for that. If that's the case and we don't offer scholarships, last year Wisconsin paid the $3,500 to have the speakers and presenters come for the spring workshop that way. So chapters did not have to pay for any registration costs except for their meals and those kinds of things. So watch for how Wisconsin will be impacting that. Again, a reminder of the auction. And then again, make sure you mark your calendars February 4th and 5th for that convention I just mentioned. We are really excited that it's going to be a great time, and we're hoping, you know, to see how many people we can get there. One thing I would like to encourage the FFA alumni chapters here on the call tonight, or those that'll be listening in the future, invite your agriculture education teacher to come to convention as your guest. You know, they're busy, but even if you want to just buy their ticket and have them come for Friday night's social event, or have them come for Saturday nights for the banquet, I think that it's really huge that they are given the opportunity to really see what happens behind the scenes of Wisconsin FFA alumni, because you are doing great things. And don't forget to give them a nomination. If you nominate them for that Outstanding Ag Teacher Award and have them come to the banquet, I think you'll be surprised on how great it'll make them feel. All right, Nate, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you for the sneak peek of the calendar, Cheryl. Much appreciated. At this point in time, I just want to open it up to anyone who has any questions about anything that's related to Wisconsin FFA alumni and supporters. And for our council, if you have the answer to the question, feel free to just blurt out the answer when it comes to you. And you don't need to type it into the chat at this point. If you just want to unmute yourself and ask the question, you're more than welcome to.
Cheryl, last evening I had spoke to you a bit about the adding, you know, doing our membership roster. When I got done, it said something on the screen about submitting our roster at the bottom, and I tried to do that a couple times, but it never did it.
Yeah.
Did I read that correctly, or?
Nationals changed it after I put together the cheat sheet. So you do not have to hit submit at all. You print the invoice, you send the invoice and the check to me, and you can take off the $50 if you do it now between now and October 1st. Once I get that in the mail, I go in and I click that it was submitted and received, and then immediately you can go in, and if you want to check your status, you can go back to your roster, and if it'll allow you to enter it if it goes to nationals. So you don't have to submit anything until you're ready to submit that roster. You don't have to submit. I do that for you. So I apologize for that question. And then Lori, I saw, had a question about the scholarships for WLC of 2022. It is my understanding that that they will be offering WLC again next year. So that is one of the items that the Finance Committee will be talking about as well. And the exec committee that'll be making that decision. But in the past, we receive leadership dollars. Just so you understand, we receive X number of dollars from National FFA based on our lifetime memberships. So when you send in your lifetime membership, it's an investment. And so Nationals puts that $200, they put a portion of that into their investments, and they hand that money out. And because Wisconsin has a significant amount of lifetime members, a percentage of those proceeds each year comes to us. So we average anywhere, depending on how the investments do, $8,000 to $10,000. What we do with that money, it has to support leadership programs for FFA members. So that's where we sponsored, like the state convention speakers, we sponsored the workshop in the spring, we sponsor the WLC. So as long as we're getting leadership dollars and we're having the program, I don't see why they wouldn't, but please watch for that, because that is the council's decision to do that. I don't have the authority, but it should be something that's on the agenda.
This is Dennis Spinowski. A quick question. I see on the event calendar, there's the FFA Day at the World Dairy Expo each year. I was wondering if there's any talk at the state level about any type of FFA sponsorship day at the World Beef Expo that's held in Wisconsin every year.
There's nothing that I'm aware of. And Nate, I don't know if you've heard anything on it, but again, that's FFA, that's Cheryl Zimmerman and the Wisconsin FFA Association Board. That's not alumni. But we can certainly share with her the idea.
That's what I was about to say.
I would add that possibly that needs to come through that association also. I mean, that might be a place to start. Kind of plant the seed and request it. If
thought,
you're
Ken.
for anyone that's a member of that beef association.
A little history on the World Dairy Expo. That was something that the Dairy Expo launched a long time ago. So Ken is correct. If you know members of the Beef Association, it would be kind of their role to step forward and invite or try to figure out if there's a way to make an FFA alumni or an FFA day at the Beef Expo.
Thank you for the insight, Janet. Do we have any other questions, thoughts, comments, concerns?
I just have a comment, and I would like to see that everybody, any members that have called in or logged in on this tonight, if you could give us some feedback as to how well you like this type of format so that we know whether that's something that we want to continue in the future, would be very helpful. You know, if you want to send an email to Cheryl and let us know, or put something in the chat, but just to give us a little feedback on how you felt this went tonight. I thank you.
Yes. And with that, hearing and seeing no more questions, I do want to go ahead and thank every single person who participated in this call. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to tune in, learn a little bit more about what we're doing, staying up on top of everything that's Wisconsin FFA alumni. So again, thank you so much. A big thank you to our council for also taking the time out to participate in this and come prepared, ready for any questions folks might have along with all the information.
I do have one quick question. The videos from this year's convention, the kids convention, are those available to watch yet?
If you're referring to the sessions that we put live stream, the FFA alumni sponsored all those live stream videos, and they were all taped. They should be available to watch yet through, I believe it's October 18th. It was a 6-month. You should be able to see that on your, if you go to wisconsinaged.org, it should be on the FFA page there.
Okay. I all summer long, I wanted to try to play Joe Schleitz's speech for our alumni, and he did such a wonderful job and had such a great message that I thought a lot of people need to hear that. And
I would suspect that it's archived too. So if you can't find it, pop me an email and I'll send you the direct link.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the work that you're doing for your local chapters and everything you do to support Wisconsin FFA alumni. Can't say it enough.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.